Let me just say this as clearly as I can. Scammers suck. So in our school community, somebody named Harry joined yesterday evening and went on to impersonate me. He took my picture and then started messaging the community, talking about Bitcoin, this or that. A couple of things about this scam is one, they're hard to prevent. Somebody just joined, took a picture, started messing with our community. I am very happy to hear that the community realized it wasn't me. It's not something that I do. And they brought it to my attention, and the person was banned. I think they were in the community about 8 to 10 hours. I wish we could have done better. I wish we could have got him out quicker, but hey, he did it at a good time, I guess, because I go to bed at 10 and don't get up till 5. So it is what it is. But again, folks, always be aware. I do not fleece, scam, push anything in DMs. If you ever get a direct message from me, they're usually one of two things. One, they are welcoming you to the community. That is something I try to do for all new members. Or two, I'm reaching out to you because I would like to interview you on this channel. That's it. I cannot think of any other direct message I have sent in school. It's either a welcome message or an invitation to be interviewed. So I thank my community, everybody, Dylan, for sending me a text talking about it. Again, I wish we could have got him out sooner, but they are gone. And again, his name was Harry. Harry was the bad actor. We did have two new people join school. Might as well knock it out here. Daryl and Travis. Thank you guys for joining. Make sure you introduce yourself and enjoy. Other things, folks, don't forget, if you want to live stream Pace Morby, Jason Hartman, or any of the other amazing speakers at the upcoming ORaaT event, it is time to join school. You could join school for 1 month and 1 month only and get thousands of dollars in value. Just sign up for a month, check out the community, do the education, watch the event, and then if you don't like it, you can leave and you're only going to be out $20. So no better value out there. We did get pending home sales data today, and they were quite ugly, frankly. They were nothing like I expected. Pending home sales, these are for December. Pending home sales for December were down 9.3% month on month and down 3% year on year. I had expected the December numbers, maybe certainly on year to be up. Month on month would have been tough. November was a relatively strong month. But again, they were down 3% year on year. Looking at the yearly data, it looks like days on market went up roughly 10% from 36 days to 39 days. First-time homebuyers unfortunately shrank from 31% last year to 29%. This again is where I think President Trump should announce a first-time homebuyer program, an initiative, something. I don't know what should be in it, but we should have something. The fact that first-time homebuyers are down to 29% when they're typically 40 to 42% is an issue. And the other thing we should say here is you should think supply, not demand. A first-time homebuyer program that is simply more demand is not what we need. We need to unlock or create brand new supply. It's hard, it's slow, it's difficult, but shoot, that is what executives do. They tackle the hard problems. Investor demand picked up in Q4, picked up in December, was 16% last year, now 18%. And distressed sales, these are short sales and foreclosures, were flat. The Doomers and the Crash Bros and Crash Sister had promised us that distressed inventory would explode in 2025. And of course, they were wrong again. How many times can you be wrong and people stop listening to you? I don't know. 5, 10? I don't know. Latest call is for a negative 38% Hopefully that will be the last time you listen to these doomers, because there's like no chance it crashes 38% in a year. That's just ridiculous. We're getting more and more good data on inflation. Trueflation was updated yesterday, and it's now below 1.5%. This is exactly where I think inflation is. If you correct for the horrible, backward-looking, inaccurate, whatever you want to call it, shelter inflation, which was last reported at 3.2 when it's actually -1, you actually go below 1.5%. So I think trueflation is on to something. The housing market has a little bit to worry about. I don't know if you guys noticed this yesterday, but mortgage rates shot right back up to where they were before President Trump announced $200 billion in MBS. That was a quick round trip from 5.99 back to 6.21. So again, we need to watch this. Watch rates, watch consumer confidence, and watch the wealth effect. Sorry, I seem to be losing my voice this morning. It doesn't hurt, but it seems to be losing my voice. So I'm sorry about that. President Trump did issue an executive order yesterday preventing big corporations from buying single-family homes. I frankly still have more questions than answers, although I did get one question answered. Build-to-rent communities are not part of this ban. What appears to be the ban is the old model. The old model was to scatter, was to buy onesie-twosie houses around the country. That apparently is what President Trump has banned. He has not banned the business model of, hey, let's go to Atlanta, because Atlanta is the most concentrated, and build 100 homes as rentals. So the build-to-rent communities, it is my understanding on January 21st that is not eliminated. So they can still do that. Ray Dalio, all over the news media. Great timing for Ray Dalio to be on the news yesterday, talking about capital wars. Capital wars. Yes, currency wars. Basically, what we appear to be having is the yen carry trade moving in the wrong direction. We also have hostilities from other countries selling assets. For example, the Danes pension fund will be selling all their treasuries, citing poor U.S. government finances. Now, the Danes by themselves, the Danes pension fund is a fart in the wind. Not even a fart in the wind. It's an ant's fart in the wind. It's estimated to be about $100 million. That's nothing. However, you got to pay attention. Is this like the first domino? Is the Danish pension fund the first to say no mas? We don't trust America. Sell America. And we are picking fights with Europe. This could be a series of dominoes, and eventually it will be a problem if enough dominoes fall. I actually think what we are seeing is a combination of the yen carry trade exploding and our used to be allies being very upset with us. Folks, if you don't know what's going on with the yen carry trade yesterday, well, I guess 2 days ago, the Japanese bond market had a seven standard deviation move in a single day. If you guys don't remember high school talking about deviations, let's just say a 7 standard deviation is highly unusual, right? If you look at a bell curve, right, there's the first deviation, the second deviation, and then it gets really, really tiny. The Japanese market moved 27 basis points in a single day. That is not good. That is really not good. So that is what came into the market and sparked a lot of the sell-off yesterday. Again, if the yen carry trade goes boom, folks, it will be ugly and it will be sudden. And you will see stocks and ETFs and lots of U.S. things be sold off as people raise liquidity. So stay diligent. This could go the wrong way. Bloomberg says Europe could begin selling U.S. assets in response to the conflict and trigger a dollar collapse. This is a real concern. Again, as lots of things with President Trump, it usually comes out hot and heavy, and then it kind of settles down. We'll see where this one goes. But I think this is a legit concern. We already saw the Danish pension fund. Again, it's nothing at 100 million, but could others follow? And oh, by the way, could they say the same thing? We are selling these because of the poor U.S. government finances. This is really what the All In podcast is starting to talk about with California, with Illinois, with New York. The fact that a lot of these states they're just bad, they have a lot of unwritten debt. And when the bond market figures out, they're going to jack up rates very quickly. We are in a debt bubble, and there are some actors that will not be able to repay. So we need to watch this. Looks like Wells Fargo is moving a part of their business out of California and to Florida. It's Palm Beach, West Palm Beach specifically. Wells Fargo's wealth management will now be headquartered in Florida, in West Palm Beach. Makes a lot of sense. We lost $1 trillion in wealth before the end of the year. So why not move wealth management out of California? Makes complete sense. Never forget that the Japanese own over $1 trillion in U.S. treasuries and hundreds of billions of dollars in stock. This is why we need to at least keep the yen carry trade on our radar, because if they become forced sellers, it will be quick and sudden. Ray Dalio, again, read a couple of posts about Ray. U.S. and allies are losing trust in one another. Central banks don't want to hold U.S. bonds. This is why commodities are spiking. Last I checked, I think gold was I think I wrote it down. Did I write it down? I know I wrote it down. Gold is at 48.50 and silver is at 94. And Bitcoin is down, I think. So it's going to be interesting. Gold is $150 away from 5,000 and silver is $6 away from 100. For the last 6 weeks or so, we've been talking about what happens first: gold to 5,000, silver to 100, or Bitcoin to 150 grand. Well, I think we can take Bitcoin out because they are not going to get to 150 first. At least it doesn't appear that way. But gold and silver, silver could get there in a day, right? We've seen silver move $6 before. Gold, for that matter, could move in a single day, but probably take 2 days given moves I've seen. So interesting stuff. Howard Lutnick making headway, saying if we cut rates 100 basis points, you will see the U.S. grow at 6%. To which it's not perfectly clear what Lutnick is talking about, but I'm going to guess he's referencing the Fed. I will remind Howard, and he knows this. He ran Cantor Fitzgerald, so he knows this, but he also knows the media is not going to pick up on it, but we will. The Fed does not control the long end. So if you just zoom out a little bit, you can see that the Fed has cut 6 times in recent memory, and rates have gone up, not down. So just because the Fed comes out and cuts 4 more times does not mean the long end, the 10-year, the 30-year fall. In fact, you could get exactly the opposite of what you expect. Lastly, it does look like President Trump will make an announcement about using your 401k to buy a home. I have lots of questions and no answers, frankly. My biggest question is, will the extraction from the 401k be a loan? And if so, how do you pay it back? Or 2, will it simply be a withdrawal with no penalty? And there you go. So again, I think there are lots of details in this announcement that I do not know yet, but I thought I would put them there. And then finally, let's congratulate somebody for closing a deal. Mike, congratulations on your latest transaction. I will send your card out in the mail today. Folks, again, if you are part of school, I am sorry we had a bad actor the last 10 hours or so. Rest assured, I will never do what this bad actor did, sending direct messages about this or that. He has been banned. I'm assuming it's a he because his name was Harry. I don't know any ladies named Harry, but for all I know, it could have been a woman. So again, they are banned. If it ever happens again, please let me know. I will ban them as well. And we'll just keep being positive people, keep being everyday wealth builders. And don't forget, Sunday, you're going to get the chance to talk with Rich Somers, who's doing a lot of amazing things in boutique hotels. So folks, have a wonderful day. Don't forget to check out Steadily. It is Landlord Insurance. We are currently working on another quote for a single family home. I don't know if this is happening to you guys, but Farmers Insurance, somebody I have been with for 20 years, suddenly is kicking a lot of my properties from Farmers to Foremost. Foremost seems to be requoting these at 100 to 150% higher, 150% higher. So what do? Take all the quotes, send them to Steadily, and see if they can help us out. The last one we did saved us almost $1,000, and I expect them to save something similar on this one as well. So again, if that's happening to you, it only takes a few minutes to reach out to Steadily and see if they can help you. Maybe they can, maybe they can't. Sometimes they help, sometimes they don't. But at least you don't have to take these crazy insurance quotes for granted. You do have options. Give them a shot, give them a chance, see what's what. I hope to see you inside school. I hope to see you live streaming the event, which is less than 3 weeks away. And have a wonderful day. Later.